All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? Still got music.
Got it.
Welcome to Online Foreman. He's a DJ at heart. He's got to play some music along the way. How's everybody doing this morning? Anybody got anything exciting to share? Get some energy rolling.
Got one. That's my boy.
You're
Okay. So I just took the law school admission test in August and applied for law school starting today.
all right. That's exciting. Great.
Real estate attorney, right? Because we need one of those.
Right. Does that mean you're applying for the
real
Yes.
estate
rest?
attorney, right? Seriously?
Every good deal is going through until an attorney gets involved, right? Don't be that attorney. Great. Anybody else? Something exciting? Anything? Personal, business, deals? Boy, this is a fun group right here. Nothing exciting going on in your world? Anybody online?
I mean, this month I closed on my first deal.
Oh, your first deal. All right. Congrats. Cool. Great. Who else?
Sharon, I got something to say.
Did something exciting?
Yeah, you went out, you went where?
Oh, I'm pregnant. I just got back from Alaska.
Oh, you went on a trip?
And I
Yes.
enjoyed myself.
Great cruise. That's awesome. That's great. Anybody else? I would highly recommend that. That was your second time, right, Sharon?
Yes.
Yeah, cruise out of Seattle and you go. Great way to see Alaska. I'd put it on your list to do if you don't already have it. It could be other things too, but that's one of them. Okay, what else? Something exciting. Anyone online? Is that exciting? Yeah, we are back in a new routine of life. All right, we got a packed full day today, and we also have a packed calendar that's moving forward. So here's some things that are coming up. September 8th is Quantum Leap. If you want to get into it, too late. It is sold out. It is completely full. And we'll talk about that more, why you should be there and looking forward. On the 24th, we have the Space Cowboys. That's the baseball team formerly known as the Skeeters. And we will have tickets to hand out tonight. We'll have a caveat this year is if you take tickets and you don't show, guess what? We will ask you to pay for them, right? Because last year we had some people that took tickets and just didn't show up, and there's a cost to it, and we had to turn people away. So we just ask if you're going to show up. If not, just keep. But that'll be a fun night. How many total tickets do we have? 300.
What date? What date?
24th.
260. Some of them are going to vendors.
Okay, but we'll have plenty. If you want to get involved, we'll give you more information as we move forward. We're going to be hosting Bold right here in the Market Center, right? We'll talk more about that as we move forward. That's going to be on the 11th. We have some great events we're going to talk about more as we move forward. We're going to be shredding hunger and doing pet adoption. Do not mix those two words together or it doesn't go well. It's already been done. But that is a great community give back way to connect with your database and your clients. We'll do everything right out here in the parking lot. The shredding hunger is consistent with what we've done in the past. And you bring canned goods or a donation to East Fort Bend Human Needs Ministry to fill their pantry. At the same time, they can get rid of all their documentation. And then we'll do the different this year, pet adoption. You'll hear more about that.
Shedding hunger. No, we're not. That got detailed.
Yeah. Let's not mix those two together. They don't flow good. We are not shredding pets. Yes, we're adopting pets. And then October 20th, we are hosting the HAR breakfast. That's done every month. That's at Sugar Creek, correct?
Correct.
Yes. And so we'd love for you to join that and have a great presence. And then on the 29th, we're going to do our trunk or treat. If you don't know what our trunk or treat is, we turn our parking lot into a safe, great place for people to come and do their trick or treating. But trunk or treating, all we're asking for is people to sign up and actually have a trunk and do something fun in the back. It's easy to do. We're looking for 30 cars. something like that. And you could partner together to do it. Another outreach for the community and a great place for your database. So we got a few things going on. Love for you to jump in, one or all of those, and participate with us at a high level. Did we lose Greg? Okay. Here's some of the event. Pam was going to come on up. All right. Tell us about the Shredding Hunger event. Pam, who's on our ALC, is one of our leaders of our marketing committee, and she's going to encourage you to participate.
And the pet adoption.
Yes.
We've done Shredding Hunger for years. We're doing it for a second time, October 15th. It's more or less a turnkey event. The truck shows up. East Fort Bend Ministries shows up. People drop off their donations. They load the donations into the truck. We need volunteers to help accept the donations. The way this can help yourself is that you can use this as an individualized event. Greg is going to get individual flyers sent out to each one of you. You can send that to your sphere of influence, your family, your friends. Last March, we had April, we had $2,000 raised and just over 2,000 pounds of food donated. East Fort Bend Ministry feeds the hungry in Fort Bend County. So this is something that you can help with and use as your own personal event and reach out to your community. You could even offer to go pick up their donation if they can't get there. So this will be coming out. Greg will be rolling out these flyers soon, and y'all need to start marketing this event. That's all I got to say. Every hound needs a home. Shedding Hunger. Same day, different side of the parking lot. So far, I've got like 4 rescues and shelters participating. We're going to have raffles, a pet contest, costume contest, since we're approaching Halloween. Bring your pets. You can bring your pet to meet maybe they need a friend. We're doing raffles. If y'all, one of the raffles is gift cards. You've got a gift card you want to donate, we're going to have a big gift card raffle. Like buy a raffle ticket, you get all the gift cards. So we can reach out to your friend, your sphere, whatever, and ask if they can donate a gift card or maybe a raffle item. What else do you want me to tell you? It's another way for you to volunteer. Once Greg sends out the flyers to that, you can send that out to your sphere of influence, maybe put flyers on doors. The shelters and the rescues right now are overwhelmed and
Very
they're
much.
overburdened, and
Yeah.
dogs are getting euthanized. They're getting killed. They're just, I know a lot of shelters and they're all that way.
My wife's not allowed to attend.
Yes, she is.
Because we've already done. We got 2 dogs.
It is
and
a
cat.
costume contest.
So,
It
don't
is a
need another
costume
one.
contest. You won't
Yes.
even know if she's there.
Oh, I'll know.
You have to replace all the children
They
with
accept
dogs.
cash. So if anybody has a gift card, a raffle item, one of the raffles is going to be a pet. You can be a pet blanket, a pet bed, a leash, a collar, whatever. We will work with whatever we have. Could be a gift card to Petco, whatever, we'll work with it. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to, yes, say your name.
Tasha.
I'm like stuck here. Yes. And the mesh, you can bring your pet. There's a pet. Correct. No. We might auction it off.
You can drop it off, but you will return with 2. Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
2 for 1. We can do that. Nimesh, Verna, myself will be teaching classes on, how to utilize these flyers to reach out in case you're like, I don't even know where to start. We can help you get started. So, any questions?
Chris Hurley on
The man in the back.
Can you bring food to donate to the shelter?
You can, but we will probably keep it someplace separate, because if we have 4 or 5 different shelters and rescues, we have to figure out how to divide it evenly. It might be better to bring the dog food to the East Fort Bend Human Ministries, because they have people in need with pets as well. But I'll talk to Vicki about that,
Great question.
because we're not going to turn down donations. We'll figure something out. If you want to get involved and help me volunteer, or if you want to volunteer and help us, just let me know.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. It'll be a fun day. Let's fill up the parking lot. Okay. Verna wants to do her own team meeting, so here she goes.
Okay, can I have the clicker? So I can click through this very quickly. Okay, so we've been talking about our BBLs, right? And just a quick recap, you have in front of you a content matrix. If you want to identify what we've talked about on that content matrix, what fits in under educational, what fits in under promotional, please do so. So we knew that we were creating frameworks and content pillars. What we're going to discuss today and any other time in team meetings is content for you to use. So how do you use this content matrix? Right? That's the question I get when people have asked for the content matrix itself. The first thing that you want to do is you want to fill out the top of the matrix with the information or the topics that you aspire to talk about. So for example, one of the things that me as a team leader want to talk about when I'm posting stuff is agents, right? So how to become a real estate agent in Texas. So I would put real estate agent, becoming an agent at the very top. You fill out what you want to put at the very top as your topic, right? And then for each one of the rows or the pillars, you're going to put an X for that date, either the date or the information you want to do. So here you go. For example, mindset can be something that you want to talk about. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you to put that on there right now because it's something that you might pick up from this conversation or this team meeting. The next is real estate market itself, your lead gen. So if you door knock, if you do social media posts, what is some information that you want to share? If you have an open house and you do open houses, maybe it's open houses and what to do during open houses, right? So that's real quick and wealth building. And my tip right now is just keep your matrix handy when calling your business partners or during team meetings so you can get ideas for content. And all you're really doing is either putting an X for whatever you're going to talk about, or I like to put the date for what I'm going to talk about. So if we go back to mindset, common mistakes people have about mindset could be the first topic. I'm going to put an X or I'm going to put 9/1 for September 1st. That's the thing I'm going to talk about and record a video or push out whatever content with that. Y'all understand? Y'all got it? Great, that's it. Was that too long? Was that a whole team meeting? All right, if you have any additional questions, see me. Oh, BBL winners. Those of you who are going to participate in our IG live video thing with the cycle, John Sanchez, Melissa Salier, Danielle Murdoch, Renee Jackson Moten, Daphne Winters, Tasha Hippolyte, Angela McDaniels, and Mahada Omar. Congratulations. Y'all can come see me and I'll send y'all an email with additional information.
Did that just go into my time or back to Mega Camp?
Yeah, let's go to Mega Camp.
All right, two couple of announcements. So we did have our command boot camp on the weekend on Saturday, and it was a tremendous success. We had 30+ agents here. That's the second time now that we've done something on a Saturday, and it's been a packed house. So you guys have spoken very loud and clear. You guys are looking for weekend educational bonuses. So we will continue to do that. Okay. Second, Pam already alluded to, marketing, building your business through events. And so it's already scheduled. We're going to have one on September 16th from 9 to 11, and then again on September 27th for the same time. Okay. It's how to take advantage of these events that we have coming up and how to market them as your own. Okay. So we're going to help you build a business plan around that and a marketing plan around that. All right. So come see us then.
All right, great. All right, how many of you were at Mega Agent Camp? Good. How many of you watched it online? Okay, great. All right, let me give you some ahas and then I'll open this up for a little bit of discussion. And I will tell you, I like to drink the Kool-Aid just to put it into you. That's what I do. The content to me was delivered at some of the highest level I've ever seen Gary Keller deliver it. Maybe it's the man in the river. You guys have heard the poem, Robert Frost. You guys heard the poem of the man in the river, right? The man in the river, the man's never, it's not about a man, but the poem's written with the man. So get over that piece of it. The person is never the same nor the river. So sometimes in a journey is you're just at the right place to hear something at the right time. And yet I was in a couple of sessions and the way that it was delivered to me really hit me at a high level. And so I'm going to share a little bit of perspective. If you were there and you listened to it, love to get a couple of your takeaways. But more importantly, just don't tell us what you heard if you're not going to implement it. So Gary delivered it in 4 buckets. right? And every session I was in, even outside of Mega Agent Camp, he started the first session with mindset, meaning that who you are and who you want to become matters. And the way that you think about it matters. In fact, it matters a lot. And so if you do not spend time intentionally about your mindset and who you want to be, right, you will never get to. And the theme that we heard over and over, people were really clear what they wanted to be and how they would, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. I think I heard the term, whatever it takes, 17 times through the message. You can correct me if you were there and didn't hear it. And so he started the Mega Agent version. If you haven't, this is all going to be released, and we'll share as much as we can out till you go back. But I'm just telling you to mark some of these down. He had 2 incredible human beings at the start of Mega Agent Camp that told their story of horrific tragedy that came upon their lives. And what they were being told was they couldn't do something ever again in their life. And they overcame it. And they did it anyways, because they were on their, it was here, who they be and what they want. So got to spend. Now, I was going to plug Quantum Leap that's coming up next week. How many of you have registered for Quantum Leap that are in here? Unfortunately, it is sold out. We don't have any more spots because it was a regional event and they pulled it up. We're just hosting that in a market center. But I would tell you to put that on your radar. The next is Bold, right? How many of you taken Bold before? I could tell you, I studied top performers in KW, and what they say is a lot of them will tell you on their journey, they're in Bold at the right time, and it was just a transformation of their lives, right? Just something changed because it works on who you're going to be and your mindset along the way. So once again, it's right here in the market center. Can't say, hey, I got to travel too far, right? It's right here. We're going to open it up to a couple other market centers to make sure we fill it up. But yet I want you guys to take advantage of it. There is a cost to it. Absolutely. Market Center doesn't make any money, by the way, right? This is just a vehicle for you to jump into because it truly will help you with your mindset and who you want to be. Quantum Leap does that. Bold does that. When we look at 6 personal perspectives. But what I would heard over and over, because Gary made this comment, he goes, sometimes we talk about mindset and who we want to be, and we kind of think it's airy-fairy, were his words. And it's not. We've got to spend time on it. And some of us, right, have some programming, and we've been told some things that are just not true. I'm not looking at anyone. So my statement is, we're all a little jacked up. Turn to your neighbor and go, you're jacked up. Yes, we all are a little bit. Now, meaning we got some issues that we're working through, and sometimes that's just the way that we were created, right? We're all in a little bit of internal conflict. And so you surround yourself. And so the advice that was given to me by a speaker one time that I do it is, just make sure you don't take advice from somebody who's more jacked up than you are. Okay? So on this journey, as you look through it, is please take advantage of the ecosystem that you're in. Because I don't know if you saw the video, we'll show it some more as we go forward, is Keller Williams is a place where entrepreneurs thrive. And if you take advantage of the programs and environment you're in, you can do whatever you want in this. I hope you believe that. Okay, so that's the first piece. The second piece is Gary talked about the reality of the market that we're in, right? We are in a shifting market. Turn to your neighbor and go, our market is changing. It is. And we're going to have, here's what we know. We're going to have, don't you love the data that they give? These are some of the things in the United States is our sales are going to slow down, right? We are moving to a market of projecting is we're going to have less sales. And yet in the United States, look at it, it's still projected, right, to have 5 million sales. In Fort Bend County, we're going to have plenty of sales. Will it be as much as it was over the last 2 years? The data is probably telling us it won't be. Now, everyone needs a place to live. There are going to people be buying and selling real estate. There'll be people that invest in real estate. We're going to need skills more than ever before. We're moving from a speed-based market to a skills-based market. And there's a difference. Some of the top people go, thank goodness we're heading into this market. Because the reality is, I think this is in here. This is just breaking down monthly sales, right? You see the prices, and I'll go back and look at these a little bit, right? Our inventory is still low as you look at it. Days on market. Oh yeah, we can talk about this too. By the way, mortgage rates. I'm going into this fast. This is not a class on all these. These are things that we just really need to start paying attention to. Everybody know what GDP is? Yeah, and when it's 2 consecutive quarters down, what does that tell us? We are in a recession. So we had a little preview of COVID, and then we snapped back out of that like nobody's business. But yeah, this is going to continue.
I'm
All
so
right.
sorry. What is GDP again?
Answer that. What's GDP? Gross domestic product. We could go into it and you can get your financial person to study it. It's tracking. Dale, how would you do it?
I would say that it tracks based on an average of the last year's quarters as an economy, the amount of increase that we are producing versus our consumption.
Yeah,
We'll provide those.
yeah, yeah. All you need to know is that we're going down in that element, right? That what we can produce over time with that consumer. Man, look at unemployment, right? Still at a certain high level. It's just crazy about the amount of jobs that are still open and the workforce that is needed. It's highly competitive out there. We believe that's going to change. Our Federal Reserve have to control this inflation. Federal Reserve Chairman Powell made a statement that we're going to get even more aggressive to slow this down. Our market's shifting when you hear that, by the way. As he's sitting in Jackson, Wyoming, in a resort area, he's telling we're going to get more aggressive. Sorry, that's another thought. Our construction, though, we're still not caught up where we should have been with new construction and new starts of homes, especially in Fort Bend County. We're going to still feel that. Builder confidence. So what's going to happen with our builders? They're not going to what moving forward? They're not going to build as many homes. They're just not. Their confidence is not there. These are all the slides. Now I tell you these is how well do you know these slides in your area? So let's go back because I think you should steal these and put them in every one of them. And Dale could talk to this better than me, right? But our mortgage rates historically, right, are still at an all-time low. What's the highest somebody's bought a home in here? 13%. 13%. What year was that? In 82. And you bought it anyways. Yeah. Why? Well, because if you wanted to own, that was the cost of borrowing money. Anybody else have a good number? Gary? 12 and a quarter. And you bought? Why? Yeah. Or you could rent it or you could own it. Okay. There's a whole nother conversation too. Anybody else? Sharon? How much?
10.5.
10.5. And you bought anyways? Why?
Because at the time, that was the rate.
Yeah.
For buying a home, even if you had an 800 and something credit score.
Yeah.
Still.
Yep. Yep. And probably in each one of those cases, did you come upon a time where you refinanced?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just the cost of borrowing money now. And we still know that owning a home is better than renting. Now I'm telling you to some of you, because we need to drink the water that we sell. And the second piece is because if you don't do it, you can go rent it. And what's happening to all the rents? They're going up. Because the owner or the landlord is going, well, the cost of owning this is more to me. I'm just going to pass it along. So we got to get people in this mindset along the way. And I can tell you is also from an investor standpoint, there's going to be more deals coming your way. So it's an exciting time too, an opportunity, but we got to shift and have really important conversations about it. Our days on market, I read posts and have agents come to me and they go, I don't know what to do. I go, what do you mean? The house has been on the market for 71 days, right? Now, historically, Gary, you would say what? 71 days is nothing, right? Yeah, what's the problem? And yet the perception of the world with sellers or even buyers that we're working in, they think something's majorly wrong with the product. I don't know what to do. How do we handle this? So we have this book called Shift. Now, some of you drove all the way to Austin. Did Gary go over the Shift book? Yeah, he went over 10 tactics, not all 12, but he spoke directly from this book because it greatly applies. If you don't have this in your hands and you're not consuming it right now, I'm gonna shake you, right? And in this, there's tactics that address this very conversation. Buyer reluctancy is a tactic, right? Pricing it ahead of the market is a tactic. We still have buyers that are looking to buy, but we got to get to these sellers and make sure they're realistic. If not, it's going to cost them money because then we're going to lower it. And then there's perception and we're not going to catch up to it along the way. So bucket number 2 is you need to know what's going on in your market. How many active listings are in Fort Bend today? Okay, let me ask you, what's your neighborhood? What's your neighborhood?
64 resales.
Or where?
Sienna.
Sienna.
Over 10,000 houses on the ground.
Okay. And how many price reductions have you seen out of those?
Price reductions are mainly coming from the new home builders.
Okay. Okay. You see how this is conversation? What's your neighborhood? What's your area? Come on, you guys are the economists of choice. Who's selling it? Sabina, how many homes are on the market in Telfor? How many? 29. And how many of them have had a price reduction? All of them except what? Except hers. Maybe we need to do a price reduction. Okay, great. You've had the conversation with them, right? So we know how many houses are on the market in our area. We're studying the days on market. We're studying the price reductions in our area. We know how many are pending because if you get a call in that neighborhood, you're home, but you're going to need to be in competitive. Your buyer pool is just shrinking up. That's a reality. And we still yet could get in and say, well, Chad, I got multiple offers on a house the other day. If you price it right now, and it's in the best possible condition, aggressively price it, you can still get multiple offers. Now the seller is going to go is, no, let's put it on the market. Let's see how much I could get. Let's just test the market. Let me know how that goes. Sharon can answer how that's going to go as we move forward. Yeah, so having the reality of it, but this book addresses that totally in that regards. That's why we have it. So bucket number 1 with Gary Keller is mindset, the way you think and how you behave. All those things truly matter, right? We got to be the economist of choice. We got to have skills involved and use the data behind you. If you need ways to speak about the economy and mortgage, right? Go visit with AMCAP or Dale. Dale sits there and stares at that stock market thing every day and watches the news. Some days it's a little depressing to go in there, so I don't, right? He was the one that had the conversation with me about Powell and the Federal Reserve and what he said. He said to us one time, I was in there, he goes, I don't have much confidence in what we're doing right now. Oh, wonderful. Right, but they got to figure out how to slow this down along the way. Oh yeah, look at this. NAR membership. What is NAR membership? Yeah, this is how many real estate agents are in our business. And we are at a what? All-time high. Because why?
It was so easy.
Well, it wasn't easy because there was more income in our industry ever before. We've seen this before. When the income goes up, right, in commissions, So does the membership. When the income goes down, what else happens? The membership goes down. Some of you, I'm not looking at anyone, will not survive through this. Why is that, Sharon? Why won't they survive?
Because they're not sharing. Well, because the fact is, they're not doing what they need to do to be in this business.
Yeah,
You know, you gotta shift with it and be knowledgeable and take classes and know what you need to do.
Yeah.
right, and you're
Yeah.
going to the next level.
Gary, how would you answer it?
Same thing, Judge, it's flexible, you have to learn, relearn what you did before to the new environment.
Yeah,
Can you please repeat what they said?
they're talking about if you're gonna survive in this market, you gotta have the skills and the knowledge that it takes to compete. And you're gonna have to make sure you're clear on what it does to create success for you, and double down on it would be a good way to do it. Maybe triple down.
To be effective.
Say that one more time.
Your message should match the market to be effective
Yep.
in the shift.
Yeah. Good point. All right, here's some economic risk, 3 things to keep and consider. Not to consider, but we got to get real and get right about this, right? Federal Reserve is coming, by the way, over Titans. They just met after Gary said this. We still, China's, their economy is a mess too, by the way, and that'll affect the rest of the world, right? And just the escalation of global conflict and trade barriers and this Russia, Ukraine thing is still having an impact on us. That's not going away. Not to scare you, and yet maybe you need to be woke up a little bit and go, if I'm going to do this, right? Some of our best I got in this business in 2007, right? And 8, and all they talked about was the shifting market. Right? I was the rookie of the year. Not to brag on anything but I didn't know it when I was married to the team leader and the broker. She didn't give me any deals, but she didn't give me any slack. And she not. It was harder for me, but she kicked me in the behind to go do it. But I didn't know any different, right? What do? You go out and build a database. You go farm an area. You work open houses. You go knock on doors. Because people, when they're going through a life transition, will do it. I will tell you, in my world, in my sphere, I've had divorce show up with different people than ever before. And guess what? Every single one of those has to happen or had happened. Yeah, they put a house on the market. Oh, really? In those cases, they sold one home in what? About 2. Now, that's not to put, because they're not going, let's see what the market does, and then we'll wait. No. So get in relationship with people, tell them the reality of it, and let's go to work. Please, I hope you hear that. Right? Look at the rent. If that's not a reality, it's slapping you over the face. Where else are they going to live? Well, let's go rent for now and we'll wait. You know, Ross McKeithron was up here, I don't know, a couple months ago. You remember him? He's the quiet guy. He probably has more money than all of us, by the way. You tell me if I'm wrong on this, right? You could barely hear him because he speaks so softly. And he said any mistake he ever made in real estate was covered up. How? By time. By time. Meaning we don't time this, we grab it, and time will be our friend. By the way, remember, that's such a solid piece to it. Look, this one is so complex, but renting versus owning, that should be in your presentation. We'll send these to you, by the way, or put them on the intranet. Oh, this is my favorite one. Institutional buyers. Anybody know what that means? What's an institutional buyer?
An LLC or a corporation.
Well, be specific on it. What is it? Bigger than that, right? Yeah, your big institution. Open Door would be in that. Blackstone, all these people that come in and they buy it. But look at this. 28% of buyers In Texas, we're institutional buyers. Meaning they're selling and getting an easy button. We didn't even see those homes hit the market. By the way, Dallas is like a huge hotspot. I don't think of any other state that's higher than ours. And to think that's because you're not in relationship with people and making sure they make a good decision, because all those buyers are probably getting a good deal on a property. They're buying it undervalued. That should scare you right there to get to work. And why are they coming to Texas? Oh, there's no investment opportunities in Texas. Not according to this, more than ever before. I mean, California is only 9%, right? Doesn't necessarily make sense. Okay, that's all I got on this. Okay, and I'm gonna shift gears. Next bucket is lead in Mega Agent Camp. We had a plethora of lead generating strategies, and each one of those, Gary Keller made sure they brought a what? Anybody know? A system, a model and system. Yes, a prescribed model and system for them to run. And meaning you don't do all of them. They just picked one and did it at a high, super high level. They didn't do everything. Whatever their model was, it could be events, could be social media, could be the database, right? It could be farming an area, could be a referral promise network. They just did it at a super high level and created just more business than they knew how to handle. And then the last piece he got into was wealth. Here's a statement was made. He said, most people in the room make enough money to build wealth, but yet 2 to 3% of this room will actually build wealth. The question is why? And the why is they don't have the discipline and follow the rules of money, right? And learn how to live on a style on a certain amount, create an emergency fund, and then funnel everything else through an investment. We're in such a great position, by the way. Be saving up your, and then we got products that doesn't even cost us money, by the way. It's a mindset and it's a discipline and it's a way to go about it. Get on that right side of Kiyosaki's 4 quadrants and be an investor where you go to bed and your money's working for you. I desire that. I'm gonna be on that journey. So mindset, it matters. You got to pour into it. Got to study your market. We need to figure out what our lead generating model is, and we're gonna have to double and triple down on it, by the way, because the opportunities out there. We're gonna have plenty of sales in Fort Bend County, by the way. And the last piece is great time to build wealth. Some of your biggest wealth earners are gonna be in this market that comes forward. The question is, are you gonna do it or not? As Diana Kokoska says, I will. Will you? You guys ever heard that? Okay, great. All right, we're switching gears. All right, here you go. Brad, come on up. You guys all know Brad? Well, Mickey, come on up too. Hi, you all know Mickey? All right, so one of the opportunities that showed up in my world, right, is I got presented of running another market center. Right. And so the other thing that showed up to me is I was asked to be the operating partner of Houston Central. And Houston Central is an office in East Downtown that's relatively new. It's growing. They're under a little bit of challenges. Challenges come to you when things aren't going well, right? And so one of the things that I did is visiting to it is we had a leader that was growing here that showed up at a high level, was recruiting, was pouring into you guys at a high level. And so Nikki Barker was announced last week as the team leader at Houston Central. So, well-deserved and earned, and she showed up at a high level, right? And there's a statement for leaders. If you don't make your world big enough, they'll leave you. So my job is to wake up and find other opportunities so I can get great people like her the opportunity. And so Nikki can't leave a spot in Keller Williams unless you do what? You fill it, right? And so she identified people and we walked through it. And so she poured into Brad. Brad has showed up at a high level, relatively new to this industry, but was making success. That's what we look into PC, right? We don't need that. Along with Gary's help. Gary has all the knowledge of things, how to do deals, right? And so Brad is Countryman, right? How can you go wrong with a last name like that? Is our new PC coach. So Yeah, tell them real quick, 3 minutes or less. Who are you?
3 minutes or less.
Yeah, who are
Well,
you?
one, I'm super excited to be working with all the PC. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. Please come to me with any questions, concerns. If you just want to chat, I want to get to know everybody at a deeper level and help you succeed. Right? That's what the name of this.
But who are
game
you?
is. I am Brad Countryman. Yes, that is my last name. And yes, I do drive a Countryman. And yes, I live on Country Place. It's on the nose. But it's fun. I've been in sales in one way or another for pretty much all my life. And so I last year here started with KW. I was brought in by another PC coach who recruited me. And since then, I've found success both personally and professionally. I love this. I love this job. I love this career. And I should have done it sooner. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Where you
me.
from?
I'm a Midwest boy. So St. Louis, San Antonio, Nebraska, Michigan, Minnesota, and then back down here.
Okay.
I've got 3 little kids, and we just adopted a dog, not at shedding hunger. What is
Yes.
it? Pet adoption. The pet adoption.
Okay.
Yes. All hounds need a home.
Yes. Okay. Why the PC role?
So PC, I love people. I love teaching, and I love being able to see that growth. Okay. My goal is to pour into you guys as much as you guys are pouring into your own businesses. Okay. Get that success. And once you see that success, that's what drives me. Okay. So that growth is my main drive for all of you.
Nikki, why Brad?
Brad showed up at the high level. He came with a lot of limiting beliefs and a pretty closed mindset. I remember one of the first meetings that we had, he was pretty resistant about anything we had to say. Let's be real. And then I'm real. So, but then he truly embraced what we had to say, what the program had to do for him, and lowered that barrier and was successful. One of the main traits that I really liked about him, and I think that you guys are gonna like too, is that he's very direct. He's really great at understanding very quickly what your difficulties are and walk you through anything that is related to your production. Yes, you may think that, oh, he's new, he doesn't have enough experience, or why he has only 1 year in the business or just over a year in the business. Well, veterans doesn't mean excellence. And I think that in the year that he had done, he had been exposed to a lot of different issues. All were a pain in the neck, I can say that. So he was exposed to a lot of different things. And I am extremely confident that he will be better than I was and is gonna help you guys get to the next level.
So why the team leader position?
I was done with you. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not done. That means she gets more of me, by the way. You get more, not less.
I'm kidding. No, why? I was ready for the new opportunity. I enjoyed a lot the PC. I would probably miss you guys more than you miss me, will miss me. But I was ready. I was ready to take a new opportunity and new challenges, definitely.
What's the one thing you want them to remember by you and you pouring into the PC in your journey?
Well, that I'm not scary. That I'm not scary. And just like I'm not scary, this business shouldn't be scary for you. You should embrace your, everybody has fears. And you should take the first step to face them, because it's real estate, it's simple, it's not easy. Just go and do it. Stop making excuses.
And it takes focus.
And it takes focus.
Not focus. Never mind. Nikki has some great sayings along the pond. Well, super excited for both of them. You'll see Nikki, she'll still be around. She didn't lose your number. So if you need something as well, Brad will be jumping in and taking over the position. We'll be pouring in a high level with him, with coaches and other resources. You know, I look at this position over the last few years at Keller Williams Southwest, and it's produced two unbelievable leaders. Yana Hayes, who is in a position, is an unbelievable leader. She built a great foundation for resources along the way. Gary's watched the whole thing, so he's been an integral part of it. He's kind of sits in the background, and except when he walks in, he has 5 people waiting for him, right, Gary? But an unbelievable resource for everything you would need is there. And Nikki has taken it, and we're just going to continue to build it. And right now we got 3 offices in Houston that we collaborate and we share and we do things together. So really excited about the future and what it looks like along the way. So they'll both be around. Yes, you got a quick question? Oh, he'll put it on the board as soon as we're done.
Yes.
Yes. And he'll be around afterwards and hear whatever. So I'm going to pivot real fast, but I wanted to welcome both of them, and we have all the confidence in the world. Thank you. Okay. And we got a bold announcement. And guess what? It is about bold. Yes. Is he ready?
He's on here.
All right.
Where is he?
This guy named David Jones. David, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Put him to the main screen. Yeah, we can't hear you, they say. That's Sapana.
Yeah, right. That's something I've never heard. I can't hear you. So, well,
Yeah, there you go. All right, David, take it away.
So it's a little choppy in here, Chad. How much time do I have? It doesn't matter. I'm just asking.
10 minutes.
All right, good. I got about an hour of material, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that's great.
I don't know why I asked. No, I knew this was going to be kind of an intro in here, and we come back. I got a lot of things going to be offering. I'm not going to go over the details of Bold. I think y'all are going to be able to talk about Bold and the schedule. We got Bold coming in October. I don't really want to talk about Bold because I think sometimes we get numbed out on Bold and it becomes white noise. You've been there. What I want you to think about this is that we're coming in October. This is an elite productivity group. And you've got people in the room there. Are you there in the training room, Chad? Is that right?
We are, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. So we got people online and live, et cetera. I want you to think about right now that, we're coming off of Mega Camp, and a lot of people have been asking me, what are my big ahas of Mega Camp? And it's been a very interesting thing. I said, I'll tell you my biggest aha to Mega Camp. One is Gary's been talking a lot about things like experiences, focus on our database. What I really discovered, there is no magic pill. Is doing what we always know how to do. We've got to really succeed through people. We got to build bigger databases. And I want you to think right now, everybody in here, would everybody agree that the market is shifting a little bit right now, that we're seeing a little bit different market right now? Would everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So what would y'all say is the biggest difference? What's going on in the market right now?
What's the biggest difference? People online can speak or in here. What's the biggest difference? Price reductions.
Okay.
What else? Days on market.
Got it. So we're going to have to do things a little bit differently than we've done in the past. Would y'all agree with that? So
Yes.
I want everybody to write down. Okay. I want to write a couple of things. First of all, I want you to go ahead and write down, looking at 2023, what do you see as your goal? What is your goal for 2023? And I want everybody to kind of write down what you think your goal is for 2023. Like, put a number down. Like, how do you want 2023? We're sitting here in end of August, beginning of September. What do you want your goal to be for 2023? Now, I want you to think for a second, is the goal for 2023, is that your best year you've ever had? I really want you to think about that 2023 number, and I want you to think about where it's gotten you today in 2022. And is it possible you're going to have to do things differently to get that number in 2023, to hit your goals in 23? Are we going to have to do business a little bit differently to get there? And I know we're getting a little bit different feedback. I can't see the audience. Got a lot of people online, but are you going to have to do things differently? Somebody in the audience, let me know. Are you do things different in 2023 to hit that number?
Sapana says she's got to wake up earlier.
So everybody in here, you wrote down a number for 23. You either wrote down the number because of a belief you have the market's going to shift, maybe under confidence, or maybe you're going to have your best year ever. And I want you to think about us right now. We have an opportunity. I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a game plan to think about how to break through into a shifted market. A couple of ideas here is where we're coaching agents. And I want you to think of this as an opportunity to get into immersion for you to have massive momentum going into next year. So first thing is I want everybody to do is I want you to take your 2022 game plan. And some of you people, my coaches in here are going, uh-oh, what's he saying? I want you to throw it out. I want you to take your 2022 game plan and throw it out. And I want you to start planning because your 2022 game plan was built off of a market that was no longer in existence. And I want you to go ahead and work on say, okay, what is my 2023 goal? Because so that's step one. Start right now thinking about 2023 goal. And I'm trusting that your 2023 goal is going to be your best year ever. Now, after you kind of get your 2023 goal, and I've coached agents for many years, I did a lot of one-on-one coaching for 5.5 years of my career in coaching. And, you know, you're really fine. I'm going to be doing some Zoom classes for anybody in Bold prior to Bold of you actually working on your 2023 goal so everybody knows. And I want you to think, as you plan that 2023, now I want you to go on step 2, is I want you to make 2022, what needs to happen in 2022? What does your database need to look like? What do your activities need to look like? What do your skills need to look like? What do your habits need to look like for you to be on track for your 2023 goal? And that was one of the things that really was, as I was in Mega Camp this year, is in watching Gary and the panels, there is no magic pill. And what we got to do is just focus it a little bit. We got to pull out the skills that we've kind of gotten relaxed on. We got to get our pricing strategies in place. We got to get our negotiating strategies in place. We got to lead generate more because now people have got less inventory, or inventory is actually going up. I'm sorry, less buyers. And so we got to do things differently. And 2022 is going to be our game plan to create the momentum to be on track for 2023. And start right now of getting 2022 as the game plan for doing that. So if you start right now of doing that, then by the time Bold starts in October, and our goal in this Bold, this elite productivity group, is for you to get the momentum, the immersion, your database, everything in alignment to say what needs to happen between now and the end of the year for you to have your best year in 2023. Because I know that we're going to have to do things different between now and the end of the year. So we have Bold coming in October. When does it start? October 12th, is that right, Chad? October the 12th, I believe is Tuesday, October the 12th that we're starting. And it's going to be right there in your training room right there. And we're going to focus on your goals, your skills, your habits, your mindset, and turn this into a massive productivity group to get you in place by now and the end of the year, okay? So the links have already been sent out. And I know you said you only had about 10 minutes in here. I want to make sure we also have any questions going on here. So a lot of people, and I can't really do a show of hands, a lot of people have done Bold before, a lot of people have not done Bold in the room. What do you think I need, Chad, y'all know the audience in there. What do you think they need to know, or who else, what questions do you think they have around Bold and coming up, things like that?
What questions you might have about Bold, about David Jones, about jumping into it? None? You're all ready to sign up?
What's the cost of not doing Bold?
What's the cost of not doing Bold? We know the cost of it. It's $7.99. We will roll out a reimbursement program, right? So if you get in there and do the activities, you'll be able to recoup your money. What other questions might you have? They're on Tuesdays. We go for a week. We take a week off, and then we jump into it. We take a break at Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yep. And we'll open this up to market centers. We will have a sellout in here, by the way. Like, we will turn people away.
Yeah, a lot of people, like I said,
total is 7 weeks, right, David?
Yeah, 7 weeks, and you just described it. Step one. Now, everybody in here received an email with all the information in there. You're going to get a video from me also next week, kind of just describing a little bit. What I want to get everybody out of their head, though, a little bit about is this on Bold. What is Bold? How is it? we all know one thing, we're gonna have to do things differently for us to hit our goals next year. We all do better, we all do better with coaching. And I want you to look at this as an elite productivity group. It's an environment where you have like-minded people around you, and you're gonna get coached, trained, accountability. For some of you, you're gonna get uncomfortable in there. Be honest with you. Some of you are gonna get uncomfortable. And we're gonna coach you through those things. And you're gonna have other things along the way that you're gonna learn the skills, the habits. We're gonna learn new ways of saying things, new conversation skills, everything you knew. So whether you're the top agent or a brand new agent, our mission is for you, okay, get you into immersion for you to be ready for next year. And we all know that we succeed better when we're in a group environment and being coached around that. Left to our own means, we're gonna, buy into our own excuses. So, I hope to see you guys. This is the last time you're gonna see me between now and the end of the year. I'm gonna be offering some classes along the way. I'll probably be doing a business planning clinic to get you ready for Bold, for those that are still curious about it and those that are in Bold. Once you've registered for Bold, you paid for it, you're actually gonna start becoming a part of my mastermind group and get me invited. There's about probably 2 or 3 calls I'm gonna be doing that are gonna be kind of getting you ready for Bold. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this is that we're not coming in here just to teach and come every week. We're coming here to get you mentally, physically, not talking about health, but physically, like your activities, your habits, your skills, all those things into the right place for you to have finished the year strong, not only hit your 2020 goals, break them, and then in 2023 be on track to that. So most people miss their goals into the next year because they didn't start quick. So this is an opportunity for you to start quick. So looking forward to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are taking Bold with me, and so.
Okay, I like it. Great introduction, David. You're going to see more of him and of us on Getting Up with Bold, right? We will sell it out. You've got the registration and links, but we'll keep following up. All right.
Got it.
Got it. Okay. Thanks, David. Okay, we'll see you soon. All right, let's jump ahead to our sponsors. Chris Hurley is always there, Okay, let's go. Come on up.
Quickly. I know. So I know quickly, I always think if we run after noon, I will be quick. So hi, I'm Melissa, Patent Title downstairs. I'm your go-to title person. Any questions you have or any net sheets or anything you want done from me, I will certainly do that all day long. I wanted to quickly, let's start with the basics real quick and be super quick. When you're writing a contract, please watch spelling of the person's name because it's so much easier to get it right. Ask for their ID and look at it. And after you fill out the contract, please just ask them, is this the correct spelling of your name? Because what happens is when we get it and we put all that data in, sometimes, we don't know if the spelling is right or wrong. So we're just going off of what you guys have put on the contract. We get to closing and the buyer or seller, my name is spelled wrong. Well, nobody told us because we wouldn't know it was wrong. You know what I mean? So just check the spelling. Buyer and seller on towards the end of the contract where it says seller information and buyer information, put as much information as you want us to have so we can contact, if you prefer for us to contact them for any kind of payoff or, HOA, things that we need to get in touch with the seller or buyer about, put it on there so we don't have to go to you guys, because if we don't have the information, we come to you. But if you're out showing, if you're out, whatever you're doing and can't get back to us, then it's just wasted time. So that's that. Fun fact, real quick, talking about Alaska. I was dating a commercial fisherman in Alaska many years ago. And I was actually, our boat was getting too full and it was kind of like, it was in the Arctic in Alaska, and the boat was getting too full and it was actually sinking. So we had to unload some of our fish. It was halibut. So we were unloading to one of the big, canneries that have the big barges in the middle of the ocean. And I went to step up to toss the rope, and my foot slipped on the ice and I actually fell in the water, and the Coast Guard had to come get me. And I'm alive. But anyways, that's my fun fact. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, my name is Yilin. I have been working for Redline for 10 years. I noticed some new faces. I'm going to put some business card at the lunchroom, okay? So I take care of your customer for electricity. I mean, I just get a survey back from a customer. They weigh us as 6 categories. So all my score is a 5. So believe me, I take care of your customer. Okay. And then we have the home security now is changed to ADT. Now you're getting $300 referral instead of $250. Okay. For electricity referral fee, if they sign up for the turn plan, you get $75. And then I also give phone number for them to connect water and gas. So yeah, it's easy. All you need to do is give me the phone number and name, but it's better for you to ask them the permission first. Do they want to use me? That way it turn out better because you respect them first and ask them first, okay?
All right, very
Thank you.
good. Great concierge service. You gotta take advantage of it.
Good morning, everyone. Just to touch a little bit on what Chad had to say with Federal Reserve and some comments that are out there. There's a lot of uncertainty. Typically, they are pretty certain as to what direction they're going to go and what they foresee the outcome to be. The talk is that the next increase will be probably 1 full percentage point to the prime lending rate, which is a bigger increase than what they had anticipated. The anticipation is that this probably will last economy issues through next year. So that being said, with uncertainty, interest rates are going to move up and down. Who can tell me what is required for a client to lock an interest rate? A contract. It's all estimates. It's all out there floating and moving up and down with the market until we actually have a physical contract and an address. And if other companies are telling you that, they're not being truthful. So make certain that when you're working with your clients, they know market is moving up and down. You need to get a rate locked once we have a contract in this environment. So we're here to help if anything we can do. Thank you all.
Okay, great. All right, come on up, gentlemen. Next slide.
Thank you all for allowing us to be here today, provide you all lunch. I'm Dave Bowles.
And I'm Gilles Mucha.
And we are the brothers that just do gutters. No, we are not brothers, if you can't tell. I know, shocking. But the original founders of the company are brothers, Ken and Ryan Parsons. That's the characters you see there on the screen. But we are here representing 2 of 6 brothers locations here in Houston. We are strategically located throughout the city to better serve our clients and customers better and more efficiently. And like the name says, we just do gutters. Seamless gutters, custom fit to your home or business. We come out, we do free estimates to all of our customers and provide them with honest pricing. But what sets us apart is this, and this is our pledge and commitment to our customers. We give this to every customer, and it outlines everything we are going to do for them that isn't gutters, right? It's all the things we're going to do as it relates to warranties, all of our training, how we're going to show up on time. So you want to talk a little bit about
So like Dave mentioned, that's really what differentiates us from the competition is our mantra, really reinventing contractor services. And it starts with the first interaction with the customer. So unlike the competition, the man in the truck, he's running around doing all the estimates, they're doing the installation, they're answering the phone for customer service. We don't have that. We have a dedicated call line for customers. Our solutionists, we don't call them salespeople. They're the ones that are showing up to customers' homes to evaluate their project, right? And then we spend roughly about 2 hours per estimate. So we really make sure that we address all the concerns of the customers. And we don't deal with any paperwork. We have technology. Our solutionists, they walk around with tablets. So you have everything that you agree on the consultation on your email, because you get sent the estimate electronically. And then when the installers come out and install the jobs, we take pictures, everything is documented and it goes to your email as well. And then in terms of warranty, all our work is warranted from a workmanship standpoint. You get 5 years of workmanship. So if there's any issues with the gutters, it's our problem. So we really stand for giving our customers peace of mind and a great experience. We always want every customer to have a 5-star experience from the first time we touch them all the way throughout when we complete the job. So that's what we stand for, and that's how we're different from the competition.
Yeah, so that's the brother story. Again, we're happy to be here. Lunch is in the
Thank you
back.
guys so
Hope
much.
you
All right,
enjoy
you
it.
got a good gutter. You never know when that's gonna show up as an issue.
Yep.
Let's resolve that quickly, and you got a great contact. Thank you guys as
Thank
well.
you.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for being here. And stick around, enjoy some lunch. See you next week.